Good morning, everyone. In today's class, we will see introduction to pointers. Before seeing pointers, let us see how data will be stored in a memory. Let us consider a statement int a is equal to 50. In this statement, we are declaring a as an integer variable and initializing a value of 50 to it. When the compiler executes this particular statement, it will allocate memory to the integer, and according to the compiler, it will allocate either 2 bytes or 4 bytes. Now, for easy explanation, I am assuming that integer is occupying 4 bytes in my system. So here, the compiler has allocated two memory locations, 2000 and 2001, and it has initialized a value 50 in that particular memory location. Now, you can access this 50 by using two different ways now. Either by using the name A, you can access 50, or otherwise by using the memory address, you can access 50. Generally, for users, it will be very easy to access any data by using the name instead of the memory location. But for a system, it can access everything only with the help of a memory location. Now, I have this data stored in the memory. I want to print the value of this particular variable. How I can do that? So we can print the value of a variable by using printf statement. Printf a is equal to %d, comma a. When this particular statement is executed, the value of a, which is 50, will be printed on the screen. Instead of accessing the value of the variable, if I want to access the address of the variable, I can use address of a is equal to %u, comma ampersand a. Here ampersand stands for address. So we will get the value of address of this particular variable a, and that will be printed in the screen. If you see here, a is occupying two memory locations, 2000 and 2001. When you print the address, it will always print the starting address of that particular variable. So 2000 is printed on the screen. And whenever you are dealing with address, you can use the format specifier %u. %u stands for unsigned integer. It means that all the numbers are treated as positive numbers only. There is no negative number. Why we are using unsigned integer for address format is none of the address will have negative value. Always address will have a positive value only. So by means of ampersand, we can get address of any variable stored in the memory location. Now let us see what is a pointer. A pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. In the previous slide, we saw how to get the memory address. Now, if you want to store the memory address in some variable, you can declare that variable as a pointer variable. And whenever we want to work with pointers, we have two operators. One is ampersand, another is star. Now, this ampersand is known as address operator, or it is also known as memory referencing operator. With the help of this operator, you can get address of any variable that is stored in the memory. And the second operator useful in pointer is asterisk or star operator. It is also known as indirection operator or memory dereferencing operator. Now what we can do with the help of this variable is, with this operator is, we can get the value of a variable which is stored at a particular address. So now we are going to see a simple program to understand these two. And before that, we will see why we need pointers in C programming. So with the help of the pointers, you can sequentially access the elements of the array. Internally, when we declare the array, to access the elements of the array sequentially one by one, compiler does with the help of pointer only. When we have pointer to an array, we can easily access all the elements of the array sequentially simply by incrementing or decrementing the pointer. And then if we have pointers, we can pass address of the data as arguments to the function. And with the help of the pointers, we can return multiple values from functions, as well as we can use pointers to allocate memory dynamically. Dynamic memory allocation means while you are running the program, you can allocate the memory. And general memory allocation is static only, but dynamic memory allocation has many advantages. We will see them later. And then if we want to implement any non-primitive data structures, we can make use of pointers. Non-primitive data structures are nothing but we have stacks, queues, linked list, trees, stacks, and so on. So to implement those data structures, we can use pointers. And when you want to do system level programming is nothing but designing the compiler and other things. When you do that, you can access the memory address of anything directly by means of the pointers. Generally, we will not do system level programming in this subject data structures. We'll be doing only application level programming. When you go for system level programming, we can make use of pointers. So these are some of the applications of pointers in C programming. Now let us see how to declare a pointer variable. When we want to declare a pointer variable, first we have to use data type followed by asterisk, then identifier. So this data type can be any basic data type like integer, float, character, double, and so on. Or otherwise, it can be a user-defined data type like structure and file. So here, this file is a user-defined data type. You can use either basic data type or otherwise user-defined data type. And this asterisk in the variable declaration is going to tell the compiler that this particular identifier is a pointer variable now. It is not a normal data variable. It is a pointer variable or address variable. And identifier is the name of the variable. You can give any valid variable name here. Now, if I declare in star p, this statement is going to tell the compiler that p is a pointer variable. It is going to point to integer data. So this pointer p is called as pointer to integer. Similarly, when we write float star q, compiler will assume q is a pointer variable and it is going to point to floating point data. And file star p is going to tell fp is a pointer variable which is going to point to file variable. So these are some of the ways for declaring a pointer. In the first two cases, pointers are pointing to basic data types, whereas in the last case, the pointer is pointing to a user-defined data type, which is a file. Now let us see how to initialize a pointer variable. So the meaning of initializing a variable is giving value to the variable. So in case of pointer variable, what value it is going to store is the address. So when you are initializing a pointer variable, we are going to store address of some variable in that particular variable. So how to do that? For that, we have to follow certain steps. First, pointer is going to store address of some other already existing variable. So you have to declare that variable first. Here, int a is going to declare a as an integer variable. Then, when this statement is executed, my compiler is allocating two memory locations for a and identifying both the memory locations with the help of the name a, and the allocated addresses are 2000 and 2001. Now here, this a is a normal data variable where you can store any data. Next, I am declaring in star p. When this statement is executed, compiler will allocate memory for this pointer variable. Let us see later how many memory locations will be allocated for the pointer variable. Now, for simplicity, we will assume that pointer variable will also occupy two memory locations. So, compiler P has allocated two memory locations, 2100 and 2101 for the pointer variable P. And these memory locations are initially not initialized to any value, so they will contain some garbage value. Now, if I write the statement P is equal to ampersand A, what is going to happen is this particular part is called as initializing a pointer variable. We are going to get address of A, that is ampersand A is telling that we need to get the address of A and store it in the pointer variable P. So when this statement is executed, the address of A, that is nothing but the starting address of the memory allocated to A, 2000, that will be assigned in the pointer variable P. So 2000 is now stored in the pointer variable P. This particular statement is called as pointer initialization. Now we have three different ways to make this pointer initialization. The first one is we are writing all the three statements in three different lines. You can even combine the second and the third lines and you can write like this: in star P is equal to ampersand A. Or otherwise, you can combine all the three lines and write it in a single statement like this: int a comma star p is equal to ampersand a. But remember, when you are initializing like this A should be declared before P. Otherwise, we will get error when the compiler compiles the program. Now, let us see some points to note down. We can declare the pointer variable by means of either int space star A, or otherwise int space star space A, or int star space A. All the three declarations are correct. Now, let us consider the second statement. Here I am writing int star space A comma B comma C. When this particular statement is executed, the variable A will be treated as a pointer variable, whereas the remaining variables B and C will be treated as normal data variables of the type integer. So what is the reason for this is, we are writing, even though we are writing star after int, compiler will take the star only for the first variable A. So only A will be declared as a pointer variable to integer. Remaining two variables, they will be treated as normal data variables only. Suppose if you want to declare all the three variables A, B, and C as pointer variables, then you have to follow the third method, int space star A, comma, star B, comma, star C. So in this, we have star before all the three different variables. So all three will be treated as pointer to integer variable. Now let us see some other examples to understand in detail. I have a statement int x is equal to 50. Then I declare comma star p. So here, out of the two variables, x will be declared as a normal data variable and p will be declared as a pointer variable. Both are integer. P is a pointer to integer and x is a normal integer data variable. Then I have float y. So in this, y is declared as a data variable of the type float. Then if I write the statement p is equal to a, what I am doing is, I am trying to assign the value of x to p. This x is normal data variable, but p is a pointer variable. So try to avoid statements like this, because you are assigning the value of a data to a pointer variable which can hold the address. So don't do this one, because it is not going to convey any meaning to us. And then in the next line, if I write p is equal to ampersand y, this y is a floating point variable. Ampersand y means address of y. So now I get the address of a floating point variable. Then I am assigning that to p, which is an integer pointer. Always try to assign the address of an integer variable to an integer pointer. If you want to assign the floating point variable, declare that pointer as a floating point pointer. Now try to avoid this statement also, because I am trying to assign the address of a floating point variable to an integer pointer. Let us avoid that. Now let us see the last statement. P is equal to ampersand x. In this, x is an integer data variable and p is integer pointer variable. So the data type is matching. Then I am getting ampersand x. That means I am getting the address of x. That address I am storing in a pointer variable. Since I am storing address in a pointer variable, now that is conveying the correct meaning, as well as I am storing the address of an integer data variable in an integer pointer. So this type of declaration is perfect. Thank you.